Hey guys, back with another video on You're Not Alone. Please like, comment, subscribe. But before I even get into this video, I want you guys to know that I am not homophobic. I don't really care if anyone wants to go like on the same team, but I'm just letting you guys know my experiences and yeah, the things I'll be seeing. So let's hop into this video. Pretty much if you're on semen retention, you are going to attract men. And the thing I'm starting to learn with semen retention is that when it comes to pursuing like men and women, the men is the pursuer. The men has to be the one to try to court the girl and to try to get her. So when a lot of guys hop on semen retention and they're talking about the attraction, a lot of guys are saying like, oh, it's not working for me, like I don't get benefits, everyone's capping. The thing is, it probably is working, but you're not pursuing the girl. Or also too, because girls, they do shoot their shot, but they make it super like if you don't know what to look out for, you're going to miss these signals. You get me? But when it comes to guys, because guys are the pursuer, if guys roll that on that team and you're on semen retention, they're going to make it known that they want you. They're going to flirt with you. They're going to give you the eyes and all those different things. But like I said as well, when it comes to semen retention and the esoteric, I never try to delude myself. I say it in multiple videos. But when it happens like more than like 3 times, that's when I'm like, okay, this is something. Let me put it in my vault and let me try to, probably make a video about it. But the first experience I ever had was when I first hopped on semen retention and I had like a 2-week streak. I was working as room service at this hotel and pretty much I went to a room, opened up the door and I told the guy, hey, room service. And then he looked at me up and down. He was pretty much like giving me the eyes that like he wanted me. But like I said, I didn't really think much about it. And then he looked at me and he talked in this tone of like, okay, like, are you going to make a move or whatnot? Pretty weird, bizarre, but this is my first time hopping on semen retention, so I didn't even know much about it. I didn't know the attraction was there, but I just thought like, oh, super nice guy. Like, I'm not going to look too much into it. And then also these next stories I'm about to tell you guys, it's like, I have to be like vulnerable because at the same time, I think if I told anyone else about these stories, they'll be like, well, how didn't you know that? Or how didn't you know that? Guys, look at me. I am a super gullible guy. I know you guys can watch all my videos and see I am authentic as fuck. And I'm super innocent when it comes to certain things. So yeah, I just think everyone has like good intentions, but I digress. The second incident was it him or him? Pretty much I was working at this job and there was this one coworker. He never really talked to me. Like, we never really had any interactions. If anything, he was always telling people like, oh, like he's super preppy, like he's super nice, like he's code switching. He was just saying shit about me like that I didn't really like care much about. But as I was hopping onto like a streak, I noticed that he was talking more and more to me. And when I was talking to him, I recognized like, oh, this is a really cool guy. We're kind of like-minded. And I could tell he was fucking with my energy. So one time he asked me to hang out, like, let's go get like some beers, like let's go to the beach and shit. And I'm like, all right, I'm down. We went to the beach, we just kicked it, and it was pretty cool. Like, I had a good ass time. And then we came back, I was dropping him off, and we were just chilling and listening to music and whatnot. And then I could tell, like, there's a point in the interaction where he got shy. And then I was like, you good? And then he told me, like, I want to kiss you right now. And I'm like, whoa, like, I don't even know where that came from. Like, I didn't even give him any signals that I wanted to do that. But I just try to make him feel comfortable. I'm like, hey, like, I appreciate it, but I don't really roll that way. And yeah. And then it was like 5 minutes after that, he ends up leaving. And then he was following me on Instagram. He ends up like blocking me, which is super weird. And that wasn't even the weirdest part. He blocks me. I didn't do anything about it. Then he unblocks me like 4 days later and then likes like 3 of my pictures. And then when I didn't follow him back or like those pictures, like his pictures back, he unfollowed me again. I don't know if he wanted me to chase him, but I already told him I didn't roll that way. So that was the second experience. Once again, I didn't really think much about it. So the third experience, and this one you can't really say I was being too gullible because I've known this guy for a very long time. Like, this is like a 4+ year friendship. He's known me when I was in a relationship with my ex. But then one time, and we've hung out, not one-on-one, but we've hung out with different friends. But yeah, one day, like, I was on Instagram, I posted a picture, I was just out and about, and then he just like hit me up saying like, hey, like, we need to catch up, like, how you been? And I'm all like, I've been pretty good, let's do something. So he told me like, let's go to a shooting range. I was like, all right. So we go to the shooting range, we're talking, we're catching up, And he did throw some like compliments my way, but I just took it as like one guy just giving respect to another guy. Like he told me like, hey, you've been getting into shape, you've been looking better. I'm like, I appreciate it. And we went to the gun range, and then while I had to do something where I like was kind of leaned over, and then he pulled that move where guys pull where they want to get close to the girl and break that touch barrier. He touched me on my hips, and as soon as he did that, I flinched. I was like, bro, what the fuck? And I'm like, bro, like the flinch was like, but he played it off a lot better. Like the guy before that, he made it obvious that he didn't like my response or any of those different things. This guy, I guess like he's been doing this shit for a minute, and he's in a relationship. He's in a relationship, guys. I don't know why the fuck he did that. I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm the only one in here, and it's on a YouTube video, but he grabbed my hips. I flinched, and then he took it off. It was no hard feelings. We still had like a normal conversation after that. And my thing is, I don't ever hold anything against anybody. Like I said, I'm not homophobic or any of those type of things. This is a 4+ relationship. I'm like, I still want to be his friend. But after that, he just never hit me up ever again. So I'm like, all right. After that third experience, and when I've been on Reddit pages and looking up YouTube videos and making my own theories, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's happening. I'm just attracting men, and I need to be a lot more careful and just aware of these things. So when guys are asking me to hang out one-on-one, I need to think more about it. And a more recent experience that I had was, and at first I thought that this was just a magnetism. I had walked into Target, and as soon as I walked in there, it was like 2 or 3 minutes later, this guy walks up to me, and then he just starts talking to me about God. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm trying to get closer to God, so this is perfect. So we were having like a cool little convo. I'm like, oh, this is a cool guy. And I even told him too, I'm like, yo, you're really good conversationalist. Like, not a lot of people have the courage to walk up to people and start a conversation. And I could tell he really took that compliment well. And I could also tell that he doesn't really consider himself to be a good conversationalist. Like, I could tell he was struggling a little bit. But for me, I give effort over anything. So the fact that he came up to me and started a conversation, I'm like, yo, thumbs up to you. So then he asked for my number and said that their church group like meets like, he said some meeting church related that I could probably be a part of. Like I said, I'm trying to get closer to God. And I took this as a sign from the universe. Like, oh, this guy is probably going to be that gateway for me to learn more about the spiritual and God. And yeah, I gave him my number, and that was that. And then he texted me that same night, and he was all like, hey, Travis, are you down to hang out this weekend? In my head, I'm thinking like, what happened to that whole thing you told me about the church and the God stuff? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, it got me again. Like I said, I don't care for giving out my number and like all these different things, but he put a little smoke screen up, and I was expecting one thing, and then it was like a whole nother thing. So I'm like, all right. And then in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe, just maybe, he was still trying to just be a friend, trying to connect with somebody. But the thing is too, like, I'd be super busy. So like, if it wasn't, my thing is I want to connect more with God. So in my head, if it's not about that, I don't see a point in hanging out. And based on my past experiences that I just told you guys about, I just didn't respond to it. But then a week or two passed after that. Then he texted me again. He said, hey, Travis, are you down? Are you free tonight? We can go do this. I'm like, very persistent. Oh, my bad. Very persistent. But I didn't even respond to that. And then he just texted me yesterday, which is making me want to make this video. What did he say? He finally brought up the God stuff. He's like, hey, Travis, like a bunch of guys were meeting to do this. Like, would you be down? And I just didn't respond to that because now I'm starting to get the vibes that he just wants something more. And I'm just like, I'm not about it. So guys, when you're on semen retention, be aware that it's not just women you're going to attract. It's going to be guys. And also on top of that, you're not just going to be attracting girls and guys for them to want something with you or just because of an attraction type of thing. People are just going to love your energy. People are just going to want to be around you. I have some conversations with people, whether it be through social media or in person, and they just want to keep conversating with me. They just really like my energy. And the more you stay on semen retention, the more that energy starts magnifying and magnifying. So be aware that your power is just growing and growing and growing. And how you know, one sign to know that semen retention is working for you and it's growing is when people walk up to you and they just tell you your whole life story. It's because you just have that magnetism and that energy within you. You have that Christ-like energy. So people just feel comfortable around you, whether they're trying to do, whether you're attracting them sexually or they're just like your vibe, people are going to come your way. And that's what I'm starting to see now too, is I can use semen retention to do jobs where it's important to have people skills. So I think I really want to get a sales job, because if people are saying they like talking to me, my energy and this and that, and I know it's because of semen retention, I feel like I'll do good in a sales job. But that's a topic for a whole nother video. I hope you guys got some value out of this video. And if you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.